assets that aren't being maintained properly. So what are some of the commonly used approaches to operator PMs? So before we dive into those common approaches, let me give you the framework of maintenance excellence just to set a little context, okay? So there's really 4 stages of maintenance excellence. First is reactive, and I wouldn't even classify that as excellent at all. First is reactive. Second is preventive, and that's kind of what we're talking here. Trust me, the difference between reactive and preventive is a whole world apart in itself. So going from here to here is a huge leap. The third item here is predictive maintenance. That's where you're actually using technology and sensors to detect their likelihood of a future failure, right? You're looking for things like misalignment, color, vibration, smell, even data analysis can be used to determine when a part or piece of equipment is likely to fail. So all of that kind of falls into the bucket of predictive maintenance. Last but not least, and this is ideally what you want to get to, is what's called prevention, maintenance prevention. And that's preventing the need for maintenance at all, right? So what that entails is designing your equipment or designing your assets in such a way that maintenance is no longer required. So you got to look at maintenance like a necessary evil, right? It's something you need to do until you can design or figure out a way where it's no longer needed, right? The intent is to get to a maintenance-free manufacturing environment. So with that said, under preventive maintenance, there's 2 main systems that I've seen used. Of course, there are some creative souls out there who have come up with more than 2, but there's the paper system and the digital system. The paper system looks something like this. It's usually a grid posted out near the line, ideally out near the line, becomes part of the visual workplace for that line. And essentially you got a list of items here and dates up here, and on a given day, it just kind of spaces out when each preventative maintenance action should be taken and by who. You may put initials in there to mark who completed the action. Again, it's part of good visual workplace element. A visitor to that area can quickly see what's being done, what's not, what's the health of the PM program. Some of the issues with this approach is that the administrative burden is pretty high, right? Somebody's got to design this sheet. Somebody's got to put it out there. When there's a change to an item, you want to add an item, remove an item, change an item. It could be quite a bit of work to do that, especially when you got a whole batch of them printed out. You may end up wasting. So yeah, there's a lot of lean waste or process waste involved in building and administrating a system like this. And also the historical record and the data, aggregation for a system like this can be pretty impractical, right? You need to know something that happened 3 or 4 months ago. It's not likely you're going to go through a whole stack of papers to dig out what happened and what didn't, and that kind of thing. So, and also the data, the historical record from a data standpoint can be a little bit impractical. On the other hand, there's digital systems, and this is actually what Improver provides for you in order to help you administer your Operator PM program. So with this, you've got, again, a list of items. You can see what's been done, what hasn't been done. You can include other statistics like completion rates over time. You can have triggers in place to notify people, hey, you got to do this today. It's on your PM schedule. You can have triggers for supervisors to go do inspections. In fact, Improver includes a leadership standard work element where after 5 completions of a given item, or you can kind of set the number to say after so many completions, it'll trigger a supervisor to actually go out and inspect and validate that the work is being done satisfactorily. Just ask that visual inspection element. Yeah, the digital system integrates with other platforms. You got OEE over here, you got strategy deployment over there, you got problem solving over there. This allows you to integrate with those systems, so the systems, the processes you're using to manage your business can actually talk to each other. It takes a little bit of the burden off of the management side, administration side. Automatic data analysis, like I said, you can calculate completion rates and trigger various actions through the system. And then it's accessible and useful records. A lot of them include just a search functionality, right? You want to find a certain item, you want to look at a certain time frame, you want to make a change here and see how it affects your OEE or other key performance metric. Just gives you so much more capability to drive for the kind of results you're looking for. So let's talk about increasing the effectiveness of your Operator PM program.